Hi everybody, Barbara Mancuni Smith here. I'm so glad to be here. Sorry I had to switch into my phone because apparently my computer doesn't support my camera anymore. So, beside this little technical delays, I know most of you will watch this on the replay. But for those of you who will come and catch me live, I'm happy to have you here, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. I know I've had a lot of emails and a lot of questions regarding the membership, so I'm here to answer all of your questions, ladies, for the next 45 minutes. Okay, so again, if you're watching, just say hi, because I'm on my phone, so I'm not sure if I can really see your questions, but I'm following through my computer as well. So if you have questions, let me know. I'm here to answer your questions, but I'm also here to talk to you guys about something new and exciting that is coming up for 2023 for this group. And also some changes that are happening. And so obviously Christmas being a time, or the holidays being a time of change, how do we address change? How do we relate to change? And how do we make it an opportunity, a springboard for growth, rather than a time of stress and a time of negativity that takes us down into low vibrational feelings and emotions. Okay, so let's start with the nitty gritty. So for those of you who have been asking questions about the membership, so around a year ago, those of you who are in this group signed up for a Be Well Health Club membership program that allows you to be in this group, ask questions 24/7, and have access to specific content, just like the one that we're doing today. Okay, because I'm not posting this in other groups, it's just going to be for you. And you also get discounts on different programs and different events that I personally do. So when you guys signed up, you must have checked, for those of you who have an automatic renewal or unchecked, because again, it's done by the system, not by me, that option that says, automatic renewal. So whenever was your 12-month birthday, so to speak, the system automatically renew that. So I received some emails about me charging you without you knowing, but this is not the case. I did not charge you. I don't even know when your birthday is. Basically, your birthday in terms of the 12 months expire for you. So it's been your system, and whatever option you kept checked or unchecked when you signed up for the first time. Anyway, going forward, these are the news. So this is basically in a nutshell the situation with the membership. I'm going to focus on this membership, on this Be Well Club more, and this Be Well Club will be moved to a native app that I've been building in the past few months. So that means that we are going to get out of Facebook with the limitation of Facebook, because some of you brought up the fact that when I go live, not all of you see it. When I post, not all the time you see the post. Just because you are in a group, that doesn't mean that you're gonna see it. There's a Facebook algorithm that we all have to, observe. And so there's nothing I can do about it. And so on top of obviously the censorship that we have on this platform. So what I've decided to do is to invest time and money to build a native app that will be a Be Well app that is well on its way, and will move all the people who have paid for their membership into basically your tablet or your phone, and we are gonna have uncensored conversation and communication, and the usability of the app, so you don't need to be in social media for that, which is a great thing for a lot of you, especially a lot of you that may be on Instagram but not on Facebook, or vice versa. And so for me, it's impossible to be on Instagram, Facebook, on TikTok, on all of the platforms, or YouTube all the time. So what I've decided to do was to build a native app, and to have you guys, who you are my loyal clients and followers, because if you're here, we've worked together, and we continue to work together. So you're gonna have a dedicated app where I'm also migrating all of my programs. So the Lymphatic Reset, the Soul Circle, the Autoimmunity program, and then a new program, which is actually an old program that I'm gonna relaunch because you guys asked for it, which is the Balance 21, that addresses your relationship to balance and food. And what does it look like, a life of balance, when you are not detoxing, when you are not always curbing yourself into a specific, very restricted way of eating. So All of my programs are going to be moved into the native app, which is going to be Be Well app that you will be able to find on the Apple Store, on Google Store. It's going to be good for Apple phones and Android. But of course, I'm going to give you all the details. And those of you who are still enrolled in the membership will automatically migrate into the app. You'll have access to it, so you don't have to do anything. But your experience with the membership and the app is going to be tenfold a better experience. So for this reason, I wanted to come here today to also address some of the needs that you guys may have, because I want to be here to serve you. And when you are in this group, beside the fact that you may be doing currently your lymphatic reset, or still being in the phase in which you have the opportunity to join this group for free during your lymphatic reset, but then that opportunity expires. So if you want to stay in the group, regardless from whether you want to do another group reset or not, you get to stay here for a membership fee that is just a yearly fee, at a very minimal membership fee that is less than $30 a year. So all of you are going to be migrated to the app, for those of you, and so you're going to have me here. We're going to have community conversation, the same things. I'm going to go live. We're going to post specific content in the app, things that we can talk about freely without censorship. So I think that's a win-win for all of us, and it allows you to reach me directly and to be exposed to the content that you paid for, basically, without having opportunity to not seeing, because you have to follow Facebook algorithm. Okay, so I hope this meets you with with excitement, because we're gonna have a much more close relationship coming up in 2023. And you will have the chance to also kind of steer the direction of the content that is provided to you, because as I said, I'm here in this membership to serve you. So just today, someone that is also part of this membership but just reached me directly because she was vomiting. So she doesn't have to take an appointment for to discuss this, but she can come on the app or in this membership and just ask me what to do, and I will respond. Now, when you do groups, usually when you're part of groups, everybody responds. So the reason why you pay for a yearly membership, which is less than $2 a month, is because you get an answer from me. And now, if you like me or have worked with me, obviously you get a professional response from me as to what to do, and I ask you a couple of questions, and then we're going to go more in depth into what is needed, in your case. So again, you don't have to book an appointment. For less than $2 a month, you can actually get access to me with your questions, and there's unlimited questions, okay? And of course, all of my programs and all of your friends that I know you have made on this club. So this was to address the membership questions. Again, I did not renew your membership. You must have checked or unchecked something when you signed up the first time. So this is kind of between you and I don't even store. I mean, personally, I don't have your card, so I wouldn't be able to run your card or run a different card, because some of you said, can you run a different card? But I don't do that, so you have to sign up for that, okay? So, or you have to change your card in the system. So what else? I've worked also as we evolve, right? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about evolution, changes, and good changes. I've also, and some of you have seen it because I posted about it. And so I've enhanced the lymphatic reset. So everybody that will be signing up from January on, this is the reset will be, of course, the shell of the reset is the same. It's not that all of a sudden you're gonna go out and have chocolate during the reset. However, as I gauge what works for you and what doesn't work for you, how to better support you, the reset will be enhanced with more mental coaching. Because at the end of the day, even with the coaches that I'm training to become coaches and eventually hold lymphatic reset groups, we're realizing that the real support that you really pay for, it's your accountability, it's your mental support, it's your emotional support. Because I could give you a diet for $19.99. I'm just giving it a regular, just a random price, and then you follow the diet. But whether you are going to follow the diet or not, it's 100% up to you. But it's determined not by the quality of the diet, but it's determined by whatever is your world that you're living in that moment, and that you've been living in for a while. So the success of a reset and the success of you starting to see change, because that's what we're talking about today, it depends, but it's a multi-factor process. And so where we come in as coaches is to guide you through the different facets of this process to make sure that you stay on track and that you do succeed, because at the end of the day we all want you to succeed. And again, if you guys are watching now, just joining us now, we're talking about the new changes that are coming up, not just the new app where this community is going to be moved to, but also the enhancements that I've done to the lymphatic reset based on the results that I see, but also seeing who are the people that usually reap the best results. Are the people that are motivated, that keep coming, that keep showing up, and they also take advantage of my presence during our weekly calls and do the exercises. So it's not just, okay, am I gonna go on fruit and vegetables for 3 or 6 weeks? It's so much more than that, right? So in order for you to see change, and when we talk changes, if you were thinking about doing a lymphatic reset, starting up in January, for instance, it's because most people in January usually do it because it's after the holidays and they say, okay, I want to start fresh. I want a new, I want support to start fresh, right? Everybody starts a diet on the beginning of the year. The question is, and the studies are showing us that 2 to 3 months into the year, the resolutions of the beginning of the year are already gone. So 80% of people will already be kind of falling off the bandwagon. So with this, I don't want you to fall off the bandwagon, and I don't want you to feel that this reset is too harsh or it's too there's not enough support. Now, there's 50% of the work is your work. I can't do the work for you. But 50%, it's our responsibility as coaches. It's my responsibility to be there for you and to meet you where you are at. That's why, again, I don't give you just an app where I say, okay, this is the program, just go do it. The app will be focused on supporting you, prompting you, sending you a reminder of, did you drink your water today? How many minutes of meditations did you do today? These are just some of the examples, but it will be a daily prompt to remind you that you have to do certain things, and mostly you have to shift perception as to what your priorities are. And when you decide to sign up for any of my programs, you decide that you are not just starting a new diet or a new reset or an emotional support group. You are deciding first and foremost that you are prioritizing yourself. And my job is to remind you this on a daily basis. Because again, I can't be in your home, but this app is going to be the closest thing that I have to be there with you and to remind you, did you log in onto how many minutes of meditation did you do? Because you guys, there are some things that you may decide not to embrace during the lymphatic reset, but there are some things that are essential. So meditation, mindfulness, you cannot be successful into the lymphatic reset without the space that you take for yourself, because everything starts from here, okay? So when you shift your mindset, everything follows. It's not that you don't know how to juice or how to, prepare some vegetables and salads. Of course you know it. The reason why you don't do it or you haven't done it consistently has nothing to do with your ability to read the recipe or to actually do it. It's with your mind, because the excuses that I often hear from you is, I don't have time. I got kids and I got that. This is a lot of work. And, I was just talking to a coach of mine and she was saying, Barbara, the moment I shift my mindset and I stop dropping, for instance, social media, because once you get into social media, maybe you're there to do something, but then you're so distracted and take it elsewhere. And she said, basically my morning routine protracted into the early afternoon. And her morning just went away. So time is of essence, right, for everybody. But I would not want you to mismanage your time and then blame the lymphatic reset because there is asking for too many things of you. And because the things that we want to do during the lymphatic reset are things that I want you to start implementing, as a lifestyle, then it's not, okay, maybe I can, in this 6 weeks, I can try to manage something here, squeeze in here a sauna, or squeeze in here a dry brushing. No, we want to make this your lifestyle. That means that you have to reshift perspective and priorities. And usually they say that it takes 21 days to shift a habit, right? So we extended to 6 weeks with the lymphatic reset. Again, we're talking today about change. How do you move through change? How do you bring upon change? So because I want you to be successful. Again, I'm investing my time and money, especially to develop this app. So the lymphatic reset is not going to cost you anymore. Soul Circle is not going to cost you anymore. It costs me obviously more. It has cost me more money, and there's the investment. But my hope is that with better service and more support, in a sense that you get it right here, so you can escape. You will be able to, I will be able to hold your hand more to take you to where you want to get, which is to start seeing change. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here if you didn't want to change something, right? But again, nothing changes if nothing changes. So I've been working on how to support you best to be the best version of yourself and to help you in your mindfulness and mindset shift, but you also have to meet me halfway. Remember that 50%? So hopefully this is going to happen with the new app and with you guys enjoying the service more and more. And then once you get out of the lymphatic reset, you can decide to stay into your Be Well Health Club and continue to have this relationship with me. Post your questions. Like, for instance, I have a lot of you asking me about their kids. So my daughter is experiencing this and this. What should I do? The other day, Sammy was asking about her husband. So Sammy is one of our members. She's taking full advantage of this membership. And so I was supporting her into what, to the best of my knowledge, because obviously it's not like the membership should not replace a full consult, right? So I don't know the backstory of her husband, but for what she's asking, I was able to respond. Today, someone was vomiting, and for what what I know about her, I was able to respond. So this is what this membership gives you, even after you're done with the lymphatic reset, right? And then of course you can jump onto another reset or another program at any time. You're still gonna use the same app, but the community, that is the one that you pay once a year, the $29.99. Again, it's like $2 a month to just have access to me and ask as many questions as you want and be exposed to this content if you find it helpful, okay? And you guys, if you have questions in the meantime, please let me know. I'm here to answer. And also any questions that are not related to change, apps, membership, lymphatic reset, and whatnot, okay? And if you just think about another question later, I'm happy to check the feed of this live and then address your questions later, okay? Okay, so what are we talking about as well today? We were talking about your mental shift, what is needed. So as you know, a lot of people during the holidays, they just decide to kind of just take a hiatus from detoxing, dieting and whatnot, and just do the holidays and then start in January and pick up versus, pick up again from where they left. What I've noticing, it has been a while, and if you follow my blog on my website, barbaramancunismith.com, you may have seen some of my posts. I started to notice a polarization, right, between people who are just not particularly conscious about how they nourish their body, and people that become obsessed about how they nourish their body, and there seem not to be a middle ground. And what it means is it seems not to be a balance. So you guys, balance is key for everything, and it's much harder to achieve because, believe it or not, it's much easier to succeed into a very restrictive diet because you have very specific boundaries and very specific limitations than coming out of reset or 369 or whatever it is that you're doing, and then kind of having to, okay, but now what? How do I reintegrate things, and how do I live a life where I don't feel that I'm constantly sacrificing and restricting myself, where I can partake into life with my family, my spouse, my friends, events, ceremony, and not having to be like some of you saying to me, Barbara, I'm taking a hiatus. I'm very supportive of you doing what you feel you need to do. But again, since I'm shifting more into coaching, which has always been, but into coaching your mindset, then I have to ask you, why is it that you feel that you have to take a month off to go all out? Because it's the holidays, your summer vacation, whatever it may be, rather than finding ways and answers as to how can you build a balance, and with that, a positive relationship with food. Because I have to say that I've been witnessing more and more a very unbalanced relationship with food, and people like medical medium, for instance, and I feel are contributing to this obsessiveness towards a very restrictive and very isolating and very depressing way of life, by also fueling the fear of what will happen if you don't do certain things, right? And with that, there's more existential conversations that we should have in terms of what are we so afraid of, and are we all afraid of pain and death, and why? When we start thinking about these things, which are, probably the trigger as to why we feel that we need to hold on to the no gluten and no fat and no this, because we're afraid of pain and relapses and symptoms and whatnot, then we're really disconnecting from the body, yes, because we're not understanding what our body needs anymore and the messages that the body keeps sending you, but we're also disconnected from our soul, which is the most damaging part. I want you to reflect on this, you guys. Being disconnected from the body is when you go to someone, me, Munisa, medical medium, Dr. Hyman, whatever doctor or guru you follow, and say, okay, here, I'm putting my life into your hands. Tell me, what do I need to do to heal myself? And that there's a disconnection from the body simply because the body knows what it needs. You need someone to hold your hand, but you don't need someone to tell you what is it that you specifically need. How many times can you have alcohol, if at all? How many times can you have gluten? And what happens if you have gluten? You don't need someone. If you are connected, you will know what is it that your body needs and what is it that your body thrives. Now, we talked about it in our lymphatic reset calls. Studies have shown us that even your physical reaction to something like gluten, for instance, is very much mediated by your mind and your brain. It's not a 2 + 2 = 4. Although this is what is easier for people to sell you, because it's like, just get off gluten, get off sugar, get off fat. At this point, depending on who you're listening to, right? You should be very disconnecting, conflicting from each other. You should be getting off of everything, right? So, and then don't eat the fruit, eat only berries, eat more fat, don't eat coffee, put butter in your coffee. And then it becomes this overload of information and paralysis. Now, you guys, what you need to understand is that when you take your own healing journey and you put it in the hands of anybody else other than yourself, you're disconnected from your body. But which is not good, but what's worse is when you start being disconnected from your soul. And that is where I find most people completely disconnected from their soul. And when that happens, that is when the deepest physical imbalances show up. And by deepest physical imbalances, I mean cancer, MS, Parkinson, all sorts of multiple autoimmune conditions that are limiting the quality of your life. Some may lead to degeneration and ultimately death. Some may lead to premature death, and some may lead to just a very poor quality of life. So none of this is necessary. Okay, when you reconnect with your body and first and foremost with your soul, you're not just gonna get better. You're not just gonna see changes, which is what we're discussing today. You are going to become the person that you were meant to be all along. The reason why you are on this earth in this very moment. Okay, so this journey towards healing is not a journey towards, reversing MS, towards shrinking that mass. This is not the journey you're on. And when you're disconnected from your soul, this is how you will perceive it. And so you will follow different gurus and different people that you think can help you shrink that mass. But this journey is much deeper than shrinking the mass or reversing your autoimmunity. This is a journey to rediscover who you were meant to be all along and claim that space onto this earth and onto the global consciousness. The other day, one of my coaches asked me, what is the meaning of all this? And by this, she meant life. So she was, going through a phase where she was questioning with herself, like, I constantly try to get better, to feel better, to do certain things, but for what? Right? And I have a friend, I always bring this up. He always teases me and jokes that, oh, your job is basically helping your clients getting healthy so that they can die healthy. And there's some truth to it. And I had a whole video that I've done about death and how painful, atrocious death that is our experience right now in the world. It's not what death is meant to be. when you think about that, which if you follow me from the beginning, is the conversation that why are we all so obsessed? Why are we all so polarized and, leading to eating disorders like orthorexia? Why? Because we're all afraid of pain and death. But why are we all afraid of pain and death? Because when we think about pain and death, mostly death, what is our experience? It's something painful and atrocious. And of course, nobody wants that. And in fact, most people tell me, I'm not afraid of death per se. I'm afraid of the pain that precedes death. Why? Because the experience that we've had so far, not so far, but recently about death is this: premature death, degenerative death. But this, believe it or not, it's not what death was supposed to be and is supposed to be. My grandmothers and grandparents all lived well to, now they're Italian and we have the blue zones and our genes and all that, but they all live well to their 90s. And they didn't die of any atrocious disease. They just swiftly move on to the other side. And both of them just died in their sleep, which is everybody's dream, right? You want to live to be 100 and then pass peacefully with your family around you in your bed. But instead, what we experience today as death, for instance, we're also afraid, and that's why we're also, concerned about fitting into a specific dietary regimen, is we're so concerned about the cancer. We're so concerned about, the degenerative disease and the cardiovascular disease that are very painful. I mean, some people I heard the other day telling me, well, I wish at this point that I can just die with a heart attack and so get it over with. But, when you die with another attack at 54, that's not unspeakable, right? This is not what you want because your life has been cut short. So even if you go like this, yes, my cousin, for instance, was playing tennis and he died and he was in his 50s. So, but still, he left young kids. He has left a wife and a life that he could have had. Now, so this is a deeper conversation that I'm happy to do with you if you guys find this topic useful. But we have to understand, as we always look at the root causes of things, why do I have an imbalanced relationship with food? Why am I constantly afraid that I'm gonna die of cancer, that I cannot eat this and this and this because otherwise I'm gonna get sick or gonna get sicker? Or, why is that? What are we truly afraid of? Okay, these are questions that you need to ask if you want to undo, whatever is the imbalance that you are experiencing right now. So the root cause of autoimmune condition, it's never only the physical and the chemical imbalance. There's always a root that is spiritual. And as I said to you guys, when you put your health into someone's hands, other than yourself, you are disconnected from your body. But when you get really sick with diseases and whatnot, what you're really doing, you're disconnected from your soul. And those diseases, those symptoms are the souls, that your spirit opportunity to tell you, to scream at you in ways that you can understand how disconnected you are. So this is what cancer is. And it's not your death. That cancer is not your death. That's the meaning that you attribute it to it, and it's yours to attribute, right? But of course you attribute that meaning because that's what you see around you. But to me, this epidemics of, autoimmune conditions, of, studies showing us that we are a sicker generation than our parents, and our children will be sicker than us. Lifespan are shrinking. And so this is happening not just because we're submerged, like a lot of people want to tell you, that, toxins are ubiquitous. But the most important toxins that are ubiquitous are the emotional ones, are the traumas and dramas that have been unresolved for generations and have been passed on to us. So this generation is the sickest, and our kids will be the sickest if we don't do something about it, because we're not just exposed to more mercury, more pesticides. We're all, because we have glyphosate now, but at my grandmother's time there was Agent Orange, there was DDT, there were a lot of things. So it's not that everybody was living in the countryside and everybody was having such a clean life, but emotionally they were cleaner. And as we move on through the generations, there's unresolved traumas that is also being passed on, and there's new accumulated trauma of a modern lifestyle that is sucking us dry from connections, meanings, And so the soul is dying in this process, and that's why we're all sick. And once you see that, once you embrace this, you guys, the possibilities of your recovery are endless. And I'm telling you this because I've seen it. I witnessed it firsthand myself, my clients who are embracing this journey. So that's why I'm here telling you that I have enhanced the lymphatic reset to add more mental and spiritual support. My soul circle that is divided in 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3, has now moved on to Soul Circle Life, which is going to have an app on its own and will allow everybody to jump onto a Soul Circle group, like a gym, so to speak, for your soul, basically, and keep you accountable and keep your priority straight in check, and keep you in a safe position to release toxicity as it arises. So new toxicity coming from these holidays, the Soul Circle allows you to release it so that you don't hold on to it. And then go deeper into the trauma that are shaping who you are right now, to undo that trauma so that you can be rebirthed into the person that you were meant to be in this life, in the free person and healthy person that you were meant to be into this life. And this journey, you guys, the beautiful part of this journey is that you can start at any point. Any point. I don't care how old you are, what you've been doing up to now, how sick you think you are. Tomorrow is the day that you can start bringing change by shifting your mindset. You need help, you need support, no question about it, because we all do, and we were not meant to do this alone. But anybody, no matter where you're at, can start make this happen for yourself. So you can start change, starting tomorrow, starting today if you want to. And start, again, releasing the trauma, releasing things that are holding you back and physically are showing up as imbalances, and be rebirthed into the person that you were meant to be. It's not too late. You can be 70, you can be 80, you can be 15, 25. At any point, you can make that choice. And in groups, in the Soul Circle groups, for instance, we have people, 24-year-old girls or guys, and we have 70-year-old people. There's 65-year-old people that say, oh man, I wish I was 24 doing this work. But that's just part of our karma, right? It doesn't matter at what time, at what point you wake up, and you decide that you want to do this work. Any point is a good point. Even if you're on your deathbed right now, if you decide that this is not the end for you, you can start making changes today. And the changes will appear. But if your soul is dead, if your soul is resigned to, that's it, I'm gonna have to go because I've been given this diagnosis, then your body will follow suit, but not because you had whatever diagnosis. Because you guys, you've seen what they call spontaneous remissions, which, by the way, they're thousands, if not millions, from whatever type of disease. There is nothing else but people finding, again, their purpose and who they were supposed to be in this life, and breathing more life into their soul. And so this work can be done by any of you, regardless from where you feel you're at right now. Wherever you live, how much money you have, how sick you think you are, in what conditions, whether you're in a toxic relationship or not, this can happen for you too, starting today, starting tomorrow. Because as I said, we were never meant to do this alone. And that's why I'm focusing the bulk of my work into that kind of support. Again, I will eventually veer away from my one-on-ones, and I'm already kind of shedding because obviously I need more time and I want to reach more people. I need more time to work on the things I've been working on, like the apps. Trust me, when you don't hear from me, it's never because I wish I just went to the Caribbean and just went vacationing there. It's because I'm working to enhance your experience and to do my part into moving forward the consciousness of you guys, of all of us, doing my part for that. So Julie is asking, how long does someone take? Realize everyone is different. And Julie, by does someone take, it means how long does someone take to heal, or what is your specific question, so that I can put things in context. we have Kevin. Hi, Kevin. I was talking about the ladies, but here, and Kevin, I'm going to bring up your song that you wrote for us, for this group, that just made my day. And every time I listen to it, it's just like amazing and brings a smile to my face. But Kevin was one of the few and rare men who are part of this group and have done, who has done my other groups as well, some of them at least. And yeah. So good to see you, Kevin. Julie, how long does it take to heal your soul? Obviously, Julie, just also how long does it take to heal your body? It's very subjective. But I in my groups, for instance, in my soul circle group, I tend to pull people away from this linear concept of time, meaning, is it going to take 6 months? Can it be done in 2 weeks? Can it be done in the 6 weeks of soul circle? Because awakening, it's a lifelong journey, but the awakening moment can happen at any time. It can happen after this call, this live. It can happen at any moment. At any moment, if you put your mindset into it and decide that you're done with the old, bring on the new. This can happen today, in any second. Now, the journey ahead is a journey in which you're going to learn every day something new about yourself, about the world, catching yourself. And that's what Soul Circle, for instance, gives you tools to catch yourself in the making. But the awakening can happen at any moment. And once you are in that path, it's like basically continuing the path with the light on. Because up to this point, in your case, since you're asking, it's like you were walking, but with the lights off. And as we embrace this journey and we free ourselves from this conditioning that we are, subjected to. Because you guys, I'm gonna make a point to be more vocal about the detrimental and dangerous messaging that I'm hearing out there, even from popular, as we mentioned, practitioners. So it's important that we free ourselves from this limitation and we embrace our full potential. And there isn't someone that is too old. As I said, I made a comment during one of my recent Soul Circle. This lady was asking about what is this all about? Why are we doing all this? What's the point? With this, slight vein of depression, of course. And I asked her, have you ever listened to music? Have you ever being in the presence of greatness, whether it's an artist, whether it's a performance, whether it's the written word of a novelist? And have you ever been moved by art? And when you feel it, like you feel that connection, that connection comes from your soul, that recognizes greatness. But the only way your soul can recognize greatness is if you have greatness inside of you. So these people who we perceive having amazing gifts, the Beethoven and, Nobel Prizes, and well, they're not different than us. We all have that gift. You might not know how to paint, how to play music, how to sing, but you have the unique gift. That is the gift that you were given. The moment you decided to incarnate and take space onto this life right now, here and now. So you were given the opportunity to sing a song to the world that is your own song, that nobody can sing for you or, instead of you. So the awakening that I'm talking about, you guys, is an awakening that to this gift, to what is your place into this world. And some of you may have already found it, but maybe if imbalances are still happening, it's because the priority, remember when we talked at the beginning, mindset shift and reprioritizing, not just when you pay someone to do a six weeks reset or 6 weeks soul circle, understanding that you're worth it. And maybe you understand where your gift is. So I have some of these coaches that have been like questioning, should I do Barbara, certification program or not to become a coach? Should I not? And the awakening is happening, because there's something that is pulling them in that direction. But then whether they sign up or not is their limiting belief. Am I good enough for something like that? Do I deserve this? Who am I to coach people when I don't have answers for myself, or I'm still sick, which is one of the biggest, pitfall, because it couldn't be further from the truth. People don't come to you because you're healthy, because there's nobody that is healthy. You're as healthy as your last meal. You're as healthy as your last, divorce or last conversation. I mean, you're in constant change. And that's what we're talking about today. So the awakening may be happening already, but the support is needed because you need to integrate these feelings, this knowledge. What is happening to me? What do I do with this? Okay, I want to quit my job and I want to be a yoga teacher in Costa Rica. No, it's never going to be happening for me, right? So your soul is like, yeah, we want to do that. But your life, your mind, your ego, your fears are like, what are you doing? You're 50-year-old, you're married, you have 2 kids. There's no way you're going to go and quit everything to go to Costa Rica and be a yoga teacher. So my program and my work, that's the goal of my work, is that bridge that takes you from where you are now and where your soul is telling you that wants to go. And that is in itself my purpose, my gift. The only thing, not because I'm going to be the only one, I'm just saying my part I'm doing, because I discovered that being the song that I needed to sing. Because you guys, 15 years ago, I was doing something completely different. My background is marketing, communication, public relations. I worked in fashion. I work in Procter & Gamble, consumer packaged goods. I was having a whole different life. And I thought that my life was going to be in a certain way until my life has been truly blown up upside down by my awakening. And sometimes forced by events that then I recognize them to be springboards for my awakening. So the awakening I'm talking to you about, it's not a destination, meaning I am there. You guys, I'm talking to you and I am there. I'm still on that path. But as I said to you before, Julie, now I'm on that path with a torch. Now I can see things that I could not see before. And I'm still on my path, but I have a torch. So my goal is to help you guys understand your full potential, understand how to bring change into your life that will then affect everything from your physical expression to the people around you, to your relationships with your kids, for instance, with your spouse, with your parents, with your friends. It's going to affect everything. The moment you awake, sorry, this is my dog if you hear noise. The moment you awaken to the song of your soul, basically, and start repressing it. And even when it feels like impossible, that's fine. Most of us have been in a situation where if you asked me 10 years ago, Barbara, do you know that, do you like to help people and you're going to be doing this and this? I would be laughing. Also because I would immediately calculate how old I was going to be in 10 years later and say, there's no way, because at this age, this is when you save the money, you have your wealthy, 401k, you have all this stuff planned. And all that went out of the window for me. And now looking back, I see everything that happened to me was a springboard. The good and the bad specifically, a springboard. So these physical ailments that you guys are experiencing right now are not something to be feared, are not something to be suppressed. And please tell me what juice or what herb I need to make this pain go away. This is the time where I coach you through how do you embrace this? How do you use it as your springboard, as your opportunity to be rebirthed into the person and the soul that you were always meant to be, so that you can finally sing your song to the world. Because by you not doing this work, we as a collective will be deficient, because there's a reason, as I said, that you are manifesting yourself in this here and now. And if you don't embrace your gift, then the whole world that was a pivotal part of this whole, then we're all going to be remissive. And so once we embrace this work, you guys, and I'm doing this work with kids because you guys, some of you know, I own a school with my husband, a forest school, and these kids are the best therapists. These kids are amazing at waking me up into what really, really matters. The other day I said to my daughter, you have my heart. And she said, no, Mom, you keep your heart, I have mine, and then we both are happy. I mean, there's so much wisdom, you guys, in these words that you have no idea. And constantly waking me up to the what is, the way they work with very healthy boundaries that from our adult perspective is perceived sometimes as, oh my, this child is selfish or doesn't want to share or doesn't want to do, but they have healthy. It's like we are born whole and knowing it all, and then we progressively forget. And this journey now, most of us at this age, is to going back home, in a sense, is to remember things that we already knew. Because when my daughter talks to me about the difference between, she's 5, between a labyrinth and, what's the other one? And I forgot the other one. And she tells me, you know, one is a labyrinth, the one that goes like this, and the other one is the one where you end up getting lost. What is, can't think of the word. Anyway, and she says, Mom, in the one, you're meant to lose yourself. You know, the one that has all the walls. And in the labyrinth, you're meant to find yourself. She's 5. She was 4 when she said that. So where's this wisdom coming from? My daughter is not more gifted than others. I now have a school. We have more than 25 kids. I can tell you that every child in their own way is gifted. Now, what happens then? These children will evolve. They will become adults, such as ourselves. And we lose the gift. So my job here is to help you connect again to that part of yourself that you have suppressed and that is now telling you, screaming at you with physical symptoms. Hey, don't suppress me, don't kill me, because when you kill the soul, you kill the body. But it's not the other way around. So if your body is going through an imbalance, your soul is still alive telling you, please connect. And when you're able to listen to that calling, that is when magic can happen. And when change, through change. Guys, we're not here, and if you heard me, I'm not here for, temporary remission of symptoms. This is not what I do. This is not what I want. And I'm not here for you guys to continue to sign up to my lymphatic reset. I'm here for you to teach you. That's why I call it the cleanse school. Because I'm a teacher. I'm not a healer. I don't heal anybody. You heal yourself. But I'm a teacher. This is my role in this life. And I've been teaching since I was little. But I didn't know that was my role. Anyway, so I'm a teacher and I'm a mirror for you to see, to make you accountable, to help you, first of all, hold that torch and then, send you on your own to do this work. Because if we all do it, and now I'm doing it with young kids, because if we change the way we bring up our kids, hopefully we won't need to have, 50 or 60-year-old people try to find that torch because we've never forgotten. Does it make sense? So the changes that I'm bringing forth into this new year, and this morning I saw something and it was very profound for me. I decided to do a meditation where I put my hands on my heart, and I truly connected with my soul and asked myself, what is the prayer for my 2023? And what came through me at that moment was light and enlightenment, not just for myself, but for all of you. So as I've been receiving emails, what is this membership? I don't want to be part of the membership. I don't want to keep you all in the membership. I don't want you to come and do all of my programs. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, you are not ready or you don't belong here, and that's totally fine. Because maybe my message didn't need to reach you. Maybe you need to be reached by someone else's message. But if what I'm saying at any level is touching something inside of you, then there's a reason why you're here. And that this membership, again, that is not going to make me reach you guys, because I will need thousands and thousands of people to really make a dent with $29 a year. But it's my opportunity, the membership, to give you part of me and my guidance at a very affordable price, so that if you don't have the money to book an appointment with me, you can still ask a question. That if you don't want to do another lymphatic reset, we can still be in contact and you can still have that relationship with me. That is different from my public page of Facebook or Instagram, because there is like, I don't have to answer to you, right? Like I do my best, but it is what it is. But here, it's a selected number of people that want to continue this journey together. And if at any point you say, you know what, I'm ready for Soul Circle. I'm ready for Soul Circle 2, 3. I'm ready for Soul Circle Life. I'm ready for the autoimmunity program. I'm ready for the new program that I'm bringing back, which is Balance 21. Then that be it, But again, my job here is not, if I wanted to be reached, you guys, I would be either writing books and reaching millions of people, because even if I sell a book for $1 but I reach millions of people, I'll be a millionaire. Or probably I should have stayed in the job I was before that could have made me a millionaire. Or I should, like a lot of business advisors continue to tell me, just focus on the lymphatic reset and bring everybody, just 100, 200, 1,000 people a month into the lymphatic reset, then you'll be, successful. But that is not, if you guys know me, and at this point, if you guys are watching and you're here, you know me, you've worked with me before, I know I should focus on the lymphatic reset. Financially will just make more sense. Instead of spreading myself thin with this program, and this program, and a retreat here and things like that. But this is not what my call is. My call is not that I'm saying that my call is not to make money, but my call is to follow my intuition as to where I need to go and where is the message that I need to do, to convey. And some people will embrace the lymphatic reset. They will understand what that means and the benefit of it. But make no mistake, the lymphatic reset is a stepping stone to something bigger and higher. The lymphatic reset done properly will open your awareness to the possibilities, your possibilities. And for that, there's no price. So if you take the lymphatic reset as, okay, January comes and, I've been eating and indulging, so let me just go into some juicing and let me have that accountability call on the weekend, you partially take the benefits, but the change is not going to be lasting. But when you take the lymphatic reset as the powerful tool that it is to open, more than cleaning yourself up, to open yourself to that consciousness and see things for yourself, you're like, whoa, I can, even having thoughts that you didn't have before, even having conversation with yourself that you didn't have before, and opening up to possibilities that you never even dreamed about before, and now become part of your consciousness. And now you're like, man, I'm really thinking about this yoga retreat in Costa Rica I really want to do, and that's something that I wouldn't even entertain before the lymphatic reset. Because once you start becoming cleaner on a body level and understand and starting to get back in touch with your body, then there's an opening here and you're able to channel more. And that channeling, it's not for you to go and tell people what you see, but it's for you to see for yourself, where is it that you were meant to be, who you were meant to be, and now to go get it. And again, my programs are there to be the bridge for you from where you're at to take you to where you're meant to go. And that's kind of my life purpose, for now at least, until I see something else. But this is what I feel strongly is my place right now. And to bring awareness to the fact that most of us have a very effed up relationship with food, because we have a very effed up relationship with ourselves. So I want to create a food positive movement where I was joking with someone, I wanted to create a new social media channel for gluten and rehab gluten, because everybody's now, blaming gluten as the scapegoat of all the inflammatory issues, right? And God forbid. But guys, there's so much happiness in gluten. And I'm Italian. And for those of you Italians watching me, and you know how important it is to have an experience. So anyway, I don't have time to open a channel for gluten, but what I'm saying is that our relationship with food is messed up because we have a messed up relationship with ourselves. Now, if on top level, you're like, no, I really think I'm good, right? And you still are experiencing symptoms, then you know that that's not real, right? Because if you really were connected, if you had a very balanced relationship with yourself, you would not have symptoms. You would not having a balance. So if you are still experiencing things, if you're still managing, like, I'm doing better, I'm doing worse, I'm doing better, I'm doing worse, it's because you are disconnected. And not because I never experienced pain or symptoms, or in fact, just recently I've gone through some major dramas in my family that has also been embodied in my body, but versus what could be the outcome that if you go to a traditional doctor will tell you, oh my God, you have to cut this, and do that. And then I decided to do my healing work on a soul level to now be able to be in front of you, talk and not be sick. But this could have been a slippery slope to almost bed reading situation for me. The drama and the trauma that I've experienced recently in my family. So instead, I'm talking to you, because I have the tools and I'm aware. And as I said, I'm holding the torch. So I'm still on the path, but I have the torch in my hand. So I'm not lying to myself anymore. as to the whys of things. Okay, so I know that it's not the gluten, but I also know that I can just be eating gluten every day, because that would not be balanced. So guys, make no mistake, if you're all here, if we are all here, it's because we did not know what balance was, because we have never been taught what balance is. So the goal is not to heal yourself, whatever that means, to then go back to your life that you used to do before, because that life is what brought you here. So the goal is to envision a new life for yourself that is a life of freedom, a life of possibilities. But more than that, again, we're not chasing the absence of symptoms. This is a given. We are chasing you finding that true gift that you were given to bring to the world, so that you can finally sing your song. That's what we're going for. And that's when your soul's gonna rejoice, and then when your body's gonna follow suit. Does it make sense? So I hope that, I don't know if there are questions. I don't even see the questions from before now. I hope that you guys, understood where I was going today with this conversation about change. So actual change that are gonna happen to this community, to the app that I'm building. And so all of you will be moved to the app. Those of you that are staying in the membership, and all the services that you will receive for really $29 a year, which is, I couldn't make it more nominal than that, right? But also the changes that are going to happen within my programs, and how I'm increasing them and updating them, because again, they're reflecting my experience, they're reflecting my clinical experience, my personal experience, my spiritual experience. And as I get more downloads onto what is it that I'm doing here, and what is the message that I need to convey to you, of course my programs will reflect that as well. Okay, so we're of course gonna start the lymphatic reset on the app in January. We're also going to continue our soul circle, that, by the way, has been continuing steadily for this whole time, all the way to Soul Circle Life, of course, which meets bi-monthly, ongoingly, for a flat fee. And then I'm gonna bring back the Balance 21, which was that program that I mentioned to you guys about, what does balance lifestyle looks like. So that's what I wanted to say. I am busy working on a Christmas party for our school. If you have any questions, you guys, even if you can't think about them now. What is the time of a new app, Julie? Well, I'm planning on we are fixing the kinks right now. So January there will be the new app. As I said, if you guys are a part of the group, if you're signing up to any of my programs, you automatically give access to the app. If you are in this membership, still current, you're gonna be moved to the app, so that we will be free to have our chat and conversation without any censorship, and we can talk about anything we want, without having to. You guys, if you go on my Facebook, it's ridiculous how much Facebook is without deplatforming me, censoring me. So basically, I didn't grow any new fans for 6 months. And I'm putting a lot of content out there. And there's people sharing and all that, and doesn't even grow. I don't even know how I made it to 6,000 people, whatever that is, on Facebook up to now, because that growth has been completely stalled. So even though I'm still kind of the edge there for them, so I can still be on Facebook, but they're not gonna expose me to any new people. So I'm not gonna grow on Facebook anyway, based on the content that I'm putting out, right? So, but that's not the problem. That's not why I'm doing the app. The app is because of you. When you pay for my services, I want to make sure that all of you are reached by the content, not like Facebook. Some yes, some not. And I wanted to enhance that support that, as I said at the beginning of this call, I want to give you to reach the place that you're trying to reach. And the app, being on your phone, on your tablet, will reach you, will motivate you, will keep you accountable, and it will almost feel like a direct relationship with me, versus having to log in onto a dashboard, and usually that looks better on the computer, and then having to read the material. There will be also some kind of dynamic type of exercises where you input some of the things that you're doing and things like that, so that we can all track. I can track, like right now I can track how much you've read of the lymphatic reset, but I don't know any other things, right? So I want you to be successful in these programs, and so I'm finding and investing time and money in finding solutions for you to be successful and help you be successful. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please ask below, and I will check the feed in a little while and answer those questions. If you are coming out of the lymphatic reset and want to stay in the group, if you go on my website, Barbara Manconi Smith, on the program, there's a membership, and there's a membership there for you for only $29 a year, which is really no money, but I just wanted to create a space where I can serve you as I kind of get slowly away from individual consultation, so I can focus on creating more content and more groups for you. Okay, so thank you so much for all of you watching, for the time you spent with me today, and I hope to see you soon.